What is up, guys? Welcome back to Brick Age Studios, and today I'll be expressing my thoughts on the LEGO Star Wars Summer 2017 set pictures, which of course are from New York Toy Fair, and more specifically from the Brick Show, so big thanks to them for these images. Be sure to check them out in the description. But anyways, guys, we do have some really cool sets here. I'll be expressing my thoughts on them individually, each in this one video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this. Alright, so first up, we have the First Order Battle Pack, which will be retailing for the new standard Battle Pack price of $15. Now, I think this is a great set in terms of the actual minifigures. Obviously, that's why we always buy Battle Packs. You get FN2199, which it's great to see him as an official minifigure finally. He has a new shield mold, or I at least believe that's a new shield mold. It looks accurate and great, though. You also have a First Order Heavy Artillery Stormtrooper, a Flame Trooper, and then a First Order officer in that nice kind of blue color. So I think the minifigures for this are great, but that build, what the heck is that build, LEGO? I mean, it looks like a command center and a speeder combined into one. Obviously, though, like I said, we buy battle packs for the minifigures, so it's not a huge deal. I still think this will be a great seller for people who want to build up their First Order armies. For the other battle pack, we have the Bounty Hunter battle pack, and this one, unfortunately, we only have one image of, and you can see here on the front of the box, it's definitely not completely finished, so that's a bit unfortunate, but you can still get a good enough look at everything. This is going to be flying off store shelves. I mean, for $15, you get 4 highly desirable Star Wars fan favorite characters, which I never imagined we'd get from LEGO. First off, you have Dengar, who, yes, was in that cheap Freemaker set last summer, so he's definitely going to be the least desirable of the 4. But then you have Bosk and IG-88, which it's been a while since we've gotten them, and when they were out, they were in very expensive sets, so that's great to see. And then Forlom is a completely new character to be made into a minifigure in general. So really looking forward to this. It's really going to be a must-get for any Star Wars fan, and I'm calling it right now. This is going to be the best Star Wars battle pack LEGO has ever released. The speeder bike itself is okay. I like the unique design, but like I said, again, we buy battle packs for the minifigures, so I don't mind too much. Next, we have the Darth Vader transformation, which will be retailing for $25. What a phenomenal price point. I mean, you guys will see as we go through these sets that they're actually really well priced. Anyways, this one in particular is really cool because it's a remake of one of the most iconic LEGO Star Wars sets, in my personal opinion. But this updated version is bigger, has more detail, and is really just more accurate in general. Cannot wait to get my hands on it. It looks like a really fun playset, and I honestly have no complaints with the actual build itself. The minifigures are really cool as well for the most part. You have the newer version of Darth Vader, a completely new version of battle-damaged Anakin, which is nice to get, but then Emperor Palpatine, I was honestly hoping for an updated version because it's the same one they've been using since 2015, and this variant has yellow skin, which I just do not like, simply because it's not accurate. So hopefully this is the last time we'll see this specific version of Palpatine, but other than that, very solid set. The Republic Fighter Tank will also retail for $25. Again, great deal. And this one is really cool because, for one thing, you get a new version of Aayla Secura, and we did get her once in a set before, but it was in a Clone Wars set, so she had those freakishly big eyes. This is the first time we're getting her in LEGO form with normal-sized eyes and pupils, so that's going to be great for LEGO Star Wars collectors like myself. You get a really cool Phase 2 Clone Trooper Gunner, and then also 2 battle droids, which obviously are whatever, but then the actual Republic Fighter Tank itself is really cool looking. You have some really cool sticker detail, or at least what I assume is sticker detail, and it looks really sleek when you compare it to the last version of the Republic Fighter Tank, which came out in 2008. Again, a set I'm really looking forward to just because of how solid and well done it is. The Quad Jumper will retail for $50, and while a lot of people are saying that this shouldn't have been made into a set since it was only in the movie for like 5 seconds, I still feel like it's appropriate to be made into a set, but I don't feel like the execution is that great. The actual design itself is okay, but it looks pretty bulky when you compare it to the actual design in the movie, and then the figures, while they're cool, none of them are exclusive, so in my opinion, there's nothing really here to warrant the $50 price point. That's a pretty quick summary of my thoughts, but I'm just not a huge fan of this set, and the same could be said for the 2 coming up after this. The Tracker one is the first of 2 Freemaker sets we'll be getting this summer, and it'll be retailing for $70, which is pretty darn overpriced, but even if it were fairly priced, I still wouldn't like this set. I mean, the actual build itself is cool in the fact that it kind of resembles a TIE Defender, but it just doesn't look polished, the wings look flimsy, and overall, there's really nothing too special with the minifigures. I don't really have too many positive thoughts on the Arrowhead set either. This one will be $90, which is also overpriced. And I do have to admit, I like this vehicle a lot better than the Tracker 1, but the overall colors are pretty dull. I mean, obviously you don't expect bright colors with a Star Wars set, but still, something to give it a little more flavor would have been nice. And then the minifigures don't save this either. Really, the only figure I like is the little Mon Calamari dude because he kind of resembles Quarry from Star Wars Rebels Season 2, if you guys know which character I'm talking about. So that's going to be really cool to get. But other than that, this set is nowhere near worth the $90 in my opinion. The Wrath Tower Escape has a very solid price point of $80, and this one would have to be my favorite of the wave. I mean, it's just a really solid set. First off, they did a great job of capturing the actual scene from the movie with this build. You have the Wrath Towers, which are actually this brick-built design, and they look great. And then the actual hallway / ship build itself is really cool looking. I love how they did it. It just looks really fun to display and play around with in general. The minifigures are fantastic as well. You have a new version of Force Awakens Han Solo, Chewbacca, Balatik, and then 2 Segovian Death Gang members who look really awesome and accurate with their new head molds. Overall, like I said, I think this is the most solid set of the wave because everything you get just looks awesome, but for $80, this is an awesome price point, guys. I mean, you have 836 pieces, which is actually interesting because you compare it to the Arrowhead, which has 775 pieces, but that set costs $10 more. So I think this one will definitely be the must-get set, or the must-get larger sets of this wave. Finally, we have the Advent Calendar, which of course will retail for $40, and honestly, I don't have huge expectations for the Advent Calendar every year, but this is still a pretty big disappointment. Really, the only positive factor I have with it is that there's going to be a lot of fresh new miniature build designs, because it's the first time we're getting anything from The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and Star Wars Rebels in an Advent Calendar. So there's going to be a lot of new miniature builds, or a lot of new vehicles transformed into miniature builds, which is going to be cool. But the minifigures of this are honestly pretty disappointing. They're really meant for army building, which there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of times we look forward to the Advent Calendars because they offer some rare, harder to find minifigures. And really, in my opinion, there's only one uncommon figure that people will be looking forward to here, and that is Sabine Wren with her Season 2 hairstyle from Star Wars Rebels. And then the festive minifigure is Santa BB-8, which is a cute concept and everything, but it's basically BB-8 with the Santa hat on. I mean, I could go make that right now if I wanted to in the other room. In my opinion, that's extremely lazy of LEGO. I think it would have been cool if maybe they could have recolored him and made it red instead of orange. I think that would have made a great Christmas figure, but overall, this is a pretty darn big disappointment. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'll be getting this year's Advent Calendar. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was longer than my normal news videos, but I do love Star Wars, so I couldn't help but express my in-depth thoughts on each of these. Let me know what you guys think of these sets down in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time on Brick Age Studios.